Tickner is in, and that is driven, and that's a glorious drive for 4 runs out to the extra cover boundary. There was a dive from Alex Thomson, but that's a beautiful shot, the best of the day so far. So, go on, you go.
Here is Connors, and his first ball is dispatched through the covers by Colin Ingram for 4.
Nice.
To Crane, a full ball, which Crane tickles down the leg side. That looks like it might run to the boundary, and indeed it does. Connors continues around the wicket to Ingram, who drives wide of Zach Chappell at mid-off this time, and he'll get at least a couple of runs. Chappell doesn't look like he'll make it to the boundary. Indeed, the ball wins that race. 4 runs to Colin Ingram. Connors over the wicket to the right-handed Crane, who edges streakily just wide of first slip, and that will run away for 4 runs.
Thomson over the wicket, bowls to him, he goes back into his crease, and he's been trapped a leg before wicket. He knew it, we knew it, Alex Thomson knew it, and Derbyshire finally have the breakthrough.
Around the wicket to the left-handed Ingram, who just guides that down past first slip for 4. Very nicely played. Played it late, 6 hitting, but so far a more watchful effort here. But that's another good-looking shot. He plays off the back foot as Chappell bowls to Ingram, a full delivery which he drives nicely.
Shot.
A straight drive which looks like it might be heading for the boundary. Lewis Rees gives chase but will not make it. Colin Ingram moves to his half-century.
Thomson bowls and Cook flicks it away on the leg side. Oh, this could be a mess here as Ingram is run out. He came too far down the wicket, and really there wasn't a run there, and Colin Ingram, I would say, has run himself out for 51. Right, Chris Cook on strike, and Cook's pulling and will get runs past covering up Donald. Game still very much in the balance as Cook comes down the wicket and slams that one through mid-off for 4.
As the next delivery to Cook is guided just wide of Wayne Madsen at slip by Chris Cook, and it's gone all the way to the boundary for 4 as in comes Chappell and bowls, and again it's guided down to that vacant third man area. Edward Bevan's doing his nut next door. And it'll be Alex Thomson look to bowl from the River Tap end, and the first ball of the afternoon session is driven away for 4 by Chris Cook to the extra cover boundary. 4 for 70 in this innings. Bowls, that's down the leg side and pulled around the corner. Sam Connors won't get there. That's a good shot from Cook. The ball was there to be hit, of course, but he's placed it nicely.
Here is Dahl at the top of his mark, and he's in to Cook, who drives expansively this time. Hasn't quite timed it. It won't reach the boundary, but there's a chase on for Lewis Rees, who does his fielding tidily, and Cook will get through for a 3rd run, and that will bring up the Glamorgan wicket-keeper's half-century.
He was born in Taunton, as this next one is carved away off the back foot, very much in front of square for 4 runs out to the extra cover boundary. Nice shot. Alex Thomson dropping a bit short there. Thomson in and bowls to Douthwaite, who drives him for 4. There we go. That was overpitched from Thomson that time, and it was dismissed out towards the wide.
Dull bowls, and that's punched through the leg side by Chris Cook. Latched onto that one nicely, slightly off radar from Anuj Dahl.
But you never know.
Might be. As that's flicked nicely through the leg side. There will be runs this time. In fact, there will be 4 of them. As Tickner cannot chase it in time.
In comes Collars and bowls. That one's whipped into the leg side for 4 by Douthwaite. He's hit that very hard indeed.
As he bowls to Chris Cook on 63, and Cook has edged it, and it's run for 4. And Dave Fletcher together with a fair. Cook on 69 not out, and Tickner bowls. Cook drives and gets it off a thick edge and may get 4 as a result of not middling it. He does indeed, as the ball flies down to 3rd man. So that's played nicely through the covers by Douthwaite. There will be runs out towards the boundary. There'll be 4 of them.
Here is Thomson to Douthwaite. Douthwaite sweeps, and he's caught. Caught by Anuj Dahl at short mid-wicket. around the wicket to Cook, who's onto the back foot, pulling and pulling well. That goes for 4. Takes his tally on to 80.
As Chappell is in to bowl to Cook, who slashes that one firmly through the offside and will pick up 4 runs. Well, that wasn't that wide of Harry Kame on the point boundary.
Cold drink as Dahl bowls to Harris, who drives out towards the cover boundary for 4. Really nice shot from Harris as Dahl bowls, and that one is driven very nicely indeed, out for 4 by Harris to the cover boundary. Once it had gone past Harry Kame, you knew he was not going to get anywhere near it. As this next delivery from Thomson is driven for 4 by Harris. Nice shot, yeah. Beautiful. All the way along the floor. Out to...
and off he goes and bowls a short ball that Harris hooks away towards the grandstand and has middled that. Thomson from the River Taff end into Chris Cook on 99. Jabs it away on the onside, and that is Chris Cook's century. He'll pick up at least a couple of runs down to deep backwards square. They'll settle for 2, and Chris Cook moves to his first century of the season.
Next delivery is driven down the ground by Harris. Cook had to leap out of the way of that one. Not because it was aiming for him, but in comes Thomson, bowls, and Harris drives again, and it's 4 more. This time it's to the left of Lewis Rees at mid-off.
It's to Harris on 37, and Harris drives through the offside. We'll get runs here. Don't think it'll quite reach the boundary. Oh, it will.
Won't make a huge amount of difference, will it? Alex Thomson begins a new over, and that one is driven out to the extra cover boundary for 4 runs. Cook moves to 107.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh dear, perhaps it's not. Here comes Thomson and bowls. That's cut away by Harris, and he's going to get 4 runs for it out to the backward point boundary, this time in front of the grandstand. Harris moves to 45 now. Then comes Lewis Rees from the River Taff end, bowling to James Harris, who's going to get to his 50 off a very thin outside edge down to 3rd man. Not perhaps the way he would have wanted to have got there.
Lloyd's shortish mid-wicket is the closest, and that one's hit hard away on the leg side by James Harris. 4 more down past a despairing Chappell.
And Riggs is in again around the wicket. Bowls is launched down the ground. Is it going to go all the way for 6, or is Tickner going to catch it? It goes over Tickner's head and goes all the way for 6. As Lewis Rees comes in and doesn't use his front arm at all with that delivery. It misses everything, I think. It's gone down for 4, and it's come off the edge of the bat.
Yeah, it was an edge from
you have
Harris.
a look. When you have a look at the delivery, Harris in and bowls to Rees. That one's clipped away down to fine leg for 4 runs. There's a hands on head for James Harris, but here is Harris in and bowls to Kame. Now strike on the pad, and he's been given. And there's the breakthrough that Glamorgan were looking for, and James Harris, who got the first wicket in the first innings, gets the first wicket in the second innings as well. And Derbyshire are 7 for 1. Harry Kame has gone. And here is Harris in and bowls to Lloyd. Well, there we go. Drives him square on the offside for 4 first ball. Any questions we might have had have just been answered.
Tribe is at short extra cover as Carlson bowls short of a length. Cut away. Chase for Dan Douthwaite, but the ball is going to reach that one as it reaches the backward point boundary.
In comes Crane again and bowls to Lloyd. He drives that in between the man at extra cover and mid-off, and it goes all the way for 4. Shame. Here comes Mason Crane, bowls to Lloyd, who's edged it, and it's not too far away from the fielder at slip. He's going to get 4 runs for it, I fancy. Yeah, the ball just about reaches the boundary rope. As Crane bowls, strikes the pad of Lewis Rees, big appeal, and it's outside off, says umpire Neil Bainton, who always gives you a little clue.